Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Let's Go Sportsball podcast. I'm your host, Owen, with Ron and sweet Jesus.
Let's just get this out of the way.
Yeah, there has been a lot, but let's go on and talk about the thing that we are both very sick and tired of talking about.
Just
our
recently
Lord and
came
Savior, Jimmy Bucket.
Just recently came out as of this recording. Maybe not even 15 minutes ago at least.
No, I think it was like maybe an hour ago because I was waiting for you and then I saw I was like, just trade, bro.
As we know, as of about an hour ago of this recording, Miami Heat have suspended Jimmy Butler indefinitely. This guy just can't get away from trouble.
Please,
I mean,
just go to Houston or wherever. You can't keep doing it.
At this point, I don't think any team is going to want him, especially if he's been leaving multiple times. He misses a flight, he gets suspended over an incident, and then now he's getting suspended because he leaves what was it? I think it was
shooting practice.
Yeah, shooting practice or a shoot around. At this point, I don't think any team would want him.
Yeah, I mean, there have been a lot of rumors about teams, moving assets around to get him. Like I recently heard about the Suns were apparently trying to move some things around to possibly get Jimmy. But at this point, why would you want him anymore? I mean, he's basically proven himself to be kind of how should I put this? Kind of an idiot. He's just like, oh, well, you won't trade me yet? Well, screw you. I'm not even going to do what I'm getting paid to do. So, I'm going to go home and play Last of Us, you jerks.
It's basically, I mean, he's just a troublemaker. I mean, he's not as much of a troublemaker as some other people around the NBA world, but he is a troublemaker. He needs to learn that it's not going to be all about him. And if they don't want to get the trade done right then and there, he doesn't have to just sit there. He can just say, "Well, why don't you just release me?"
Yeah, and I'm talking like Nemo over here, but no, and that's the thing too. It's like Jimmy is like what, 36?
I think so. He's like close to his 30s, I think.
Yeah. He's like mid to late 30s or so, and so it's like. He's an aging veteran who's acting like this, and most basketball players are usually done around that age.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes they.
You say that, and LeBron's still going.
No. I'm thinking at mid to late 30s is usually like a stopping place. Is that what I'm thinking of? I don't know. I'm thinking hockey because that's usually where ages go. But
they take a lot more hits than what NBA players gets.
Yeah, and that's not a very high bar because you go up to LeBron and you go like this, and he needs to be airlifted to the hospital for 30 surgeries because he done been hurted. But jokes aside,
just like Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, we'll get to him later. But yeah, so it was also reported that Jimmy told Pat Riley in a face-to-face meeting that he does not want to sign a new deal in Miami and wants to be traded. So.
I think we knew that for a while.
Yeah, so at this point in time, just trade him, or at the very least, just be like, all right, you're released, get out of the Heat, because at this point, it's getting ridiculous. He's been losing his mind, man.
Yeah.
What happens when you go to Miami?
We'll see what happens whenever they decide to either trade him or do something else. I mean, who knows what's going to happen? They're going to have to get. They're going to have to figure something out to get him traded or get something done.
Yeah, I also recently heard that the Pistons and the Pelicans, never mind, this is read wrong, I swear. They sometimes because I have a lot of my sources for news on Instagram and then I save it, but sometimes they word it really weirdly, so at one point it's like, oh, they want to trade this guy, and then 10 seconds later they're like, there's no way. So it's like, I don't know, man.
Just because you're wearing a Canada sweater.
That's from Family Guy. It's the yeah. He always goes, but then she said there's no way. No, if I wanted to go all Canadian, I'd be like, there was no way, eh? Let's go get some poutine, eh? That's so Timmy Hortons, who used to be a hockey player, actually. You know that? Yeah, Tim Horton used to be a hockey player for the Leafs, and I want to say Montreal or New York or whatever, and then he opened a restaurant, and then he died.
Do you want to go into NHL next, or do you want to just move on to MLB? I say MLB. I mean,
you can go ahead and
I got a couple of things from the MLB. Of course, recently on the power rankings, according to reports, these are what they say are the power rankings of all 30 MLB teams, and this is during the offseason. So at number 1 is the Dodgers, which no surprise. After signing Sasaki, I had to think of his name there for a minute.
Yeah, and the guys like Blake Snell too.
Their pitching crew is going to be absolutely crazy this year. It's going to be hard to beat them. Number 2 is the New York Mets. I believe they've jumped up only because
all about the Mets, baby. About the Mets. Let's go, Mets.
I think it's mainly because of the Juan Soto trade from that one.
Oh, absolutely.
New York Yankees are at number 3. Not really a surprise. I mean, after what they did last year, they did an amazing job. As much as they beat my team, still did a great job. At number 4, Philadelphia Phillies. Number 5, you got San Diego Padres.
Ooh.
I want to look back at their roster and see who they've picked up because I can't remember if it's been good. Hopefully they are going to be doing good this year. At number 6, you got the Orioles, the Baltimore Orioles. They got 2 outstanding, I guess now going into their second year, they've got 2 outstanding people in Gunnar Henderson and, careful now.
Why was my volume all the way up?
In Gunnar Henderson and Jackson Holiday, they were really good. So
they've been that was some excellent moves there. So I'm curious to see how Baltimore goes on this year because
Arizona Diamondbacks are at number 7. Whether that's a little high or a little low, I'm not too entirely sure on how they're going to do this season. We'll just have to see.
I've always liked their logo, honestly. Like the Diamondbacks. I just think that's nice. Like the little texture on the side,
the rattlesnake texture. Yes,
that's
the Diamondback.
It's pretty dope. We got the Braves, number 8, and what are your thoughts on that one?
I want to say that's a little high, but now that they're having Ronald Acuna Jr. coming back after he missed an entire 2024 season.
What did he miss it for?
I think it was injury.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it was injury. I could be wrong.
Wait, did he have like a Tommy John or was that somebody else?
That's somebody else.
Okay, yeah.
There's been quite a bit of pitchers.
Everybody gets that surgery. It's like the initiation.
Basically a career-ending surgery almost. And number 9 is my Cleveland Indians, depending on how you want to say it.
He prefers to say Indians.
So you've got them at number 9. With us having Shane Bieber come back, it could be different. I think we're a little low, but we'll just have to see how the season goes on. Of course, with all of these, we're going to have to see it. Seattle Mariners are at number 10, rounding out the top 10. Ooh. I don't know how to feel on that one.
They're running off of the joy of having Ichiro get inducted. Man,
hopefully it's going to be a good one.
Ichiro was unbelievable.
He was the beast.
He was such a beast. And like whoever did not vote for him to get unanimous needs to get
crazy.
Needs to get like smacked in the head with a baseball. Just go like.
They are crazy. Milwaukee Brewers are number 11.
Ooh.
You've got Boston Red Sox at number 12. Chicago Cubs, which I think are a little bit low.
Oh, it's your favorite team.
Hush up. Chicago Cubs at number 13, which is not... I mean, it's shocking, but at the same time, I feel like they could be a little lower, if not a little higher. Texas Rangers are at number 14, which I think is really low for where it's usually at.
Yeah.
Especially them having, I guess you could say, back-to-back great seasons, I would say.
Oh my God, yeah, especially after their World Series win over the Diamondbacks. I mean, that was a great win. I actually remember I wanted to watch that game, but I didn't have any. I couldn't get ESPN pulled up on my TV, so I just kind of laid there watching this live stream of this guy being depressed that his team was losing.
Oh well.
I don't know. I like the Rays, so I can't talk about depression.
So far, we haven't seen the Rays quite yet. So, at number, they're there.
Why do the baseball gods hate the team that I don't even watch that much?
At number 15, we have the Detroit Tigers. At number 16,
they had a good run.
Yeah, they
had a very good. I mean, like they were.
They put up a fight against Cleveland.
Yeah.
I watched that whole series. They put up a really good fight, and I was not expecting it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was. I mean, like, I don't think they were the worst team in baseball, but they were just, like, fine. And then at another playoffs, and they were like, hey, let's be really good. Let's just be awesome, man. And then they went all the way to that second round. Was it second round or was that conference? No. First round?
They didn't make it past the first round because we beat them in 5.
Look, I forgot, okay? I didn't watch too much of that World Series.
And number 16, we got the Houston Astros.
No. You got it right the first time.
But they're at number 16. Not surprising to me. Well, you knew about the whole 2017 incident.
Yeah, I do.
Number 17, you got the Kansas City Royals. Number 18, you've got the Minnesota Twins. Number 19, you've got the Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto has not really been that good, and hopefully when Vladimir Guerrero Jr. comes back, hopefully they'll get back on that track again.
The Blue Jays have really had trouble picking up talent that the Dodgers end up getting. Like, as I remember when the Ohtani sweepstakes were going on, they were apparently they were trying to get him to go, and then he went to L.A. And then the same thing happened with Sasaki.
Yes, that's what I was just about to point out.
And then he was like, "Oh my God, Blue Jays fandom, he's coming to Toronto!" And then he went to L.A. It's like. I wouldn't want to play in the same city as the Maple Leafs. Okay, that's all I gotta say.
I had the same thought. I thought they were going to have a chance of at least getting him, but Toronto just kind of blew that. At number 20,
it's kind of hilarious. Like, maybe just stop trying to pick up talent from Asia at this point.
At number 20, you have got the San Francisco Giants. Not surprising. Number 21, you got the Cincinnati Reds. Even pulling in Elly De La Cruz did not really bring them up to the higher standards that they thought they were going to do. Hopefully this year it's going to be a little bit of a rebound.
Yeah.
So.
You know what I noticed? The Reds logo kind of looks like the Bears' old logo, except like less textured. It's like the C.
It's almost the exact same minus the orange.
Yeah. It's like the Georgia Bulldogs and the Green Bay Packers. It's literally the same thing, but like
different colors.
You swap out the colors, and it's like night and day.
Well, Cincinnati kind of copied off of what originally the Cleveland Indians did. Cleveland Indians had the exact same one. So
there's your Indians bit, and now
22 is your Tampa Bay Rays. Number 22.
We need to get out of Tropicana, please. I can't, because that was like my first and only MLB game was actually at Tropicana, and I remember being so bored. And I also I haven't been there since I was like a little kid, but I don't remember Tropicana fondly. And I've heard it's gotten significantly worse since I've last been there. So yeah, and given how Milton effed up the roof, it's like. Yeah. So
we'll have to see what happens with them.
Move the team to Tampa Bay and don't keep them in St. Pete, because that's just like.
What room do you have in Tampa?
I mean, there is like you could get some room. Like,
don't look at me like that.
Like, there's somewhere.
Don't look at me like that.
Like, look, I've only been to Tampa like once in the past 10 years, and
As a true Tampa fan, Tampa's pretty bombing. So what are you saying about Tampa over there?
He's a Cleveland fan. His opinions don't matter.
Oh, valid.
How far did y'all make it last year in the World Series?
Sir, we have 2 Stanley Cups and 2 Super Bowls, and you guys have had no success in like the past 10 years. So be quiet and enjoy your misery with getting Travis Hunter.
We won't.
Are we talking about Spaceball? Oh, Sportsball.
Baseball?
Get out of here.
Is she my father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate?
I don't.
No, her sister.
Oh.
Alrighty. So at number 23, you got the St. Louis Cardinals.
I'm sure somebody will understand the reference I just made.
Hopefully. So at number 23, you got the St. Louis Cardinals. Not a shocker there.
Yeah.
Number
I
20.
still can't believe we got that ticket though, like that vintage ticket because we got that because we recently got like a shoebox.
I was
full
gonna
of
say
old,
you might want to explain.
Yeah, so a friend of ours got us this like shoebox full of old baseball cards, and one of them was it a '76 World Series one?
It was an old one. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah,
It was 76 or 80s.
Yeah, it was like an older ticket to I think it was '76. I don't remember, but it was like a '70s World Series ticket for the Cardinals for Game 7, and it was like a collector's item, and I'm just like, I smell profit.
Hopefully.
Hondo on
And
Honka
number
voice.
24,
God.
which I think this is really low, but after the season they had last year,
It's
who knows?
understandable.
24, Pittsburgh Pirates. Hopefully they can pull it back and actually get a little bit better this year, especially with Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens, I know, is a great pitcher.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a great pitcher. It's just the team just has to get behind him now. Well, not really the team, the hitting and the whatever.
Give my man some support.
Number 25, you got the Los Angeles Angels. They did not have Mike Trout for a while, and that's probably why they were not doing good.
Yeah,
so hopefully,
they're still probably reeling from the pain of not having Ohtani anymore because he was their best player for a while. I think.
I wanna double check again.
I think
Mike Trout.
No.
Mike Trout is their best.
I mean, he was like their second, like the duo of Trout and Ohtani. Look,
Yeah.
I'm still new to baseball. Shut up. Leave me alone. Quit bullying me.
At number 26 is the newly Las Vegas Athletics.
I thought they were just the Athletics.
it might be just
Yeah.
the Athletics.
Yeah.
but
Oh, yeah. Because I remember I saw
They moved to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
We know that. That's why I said it's the Las Vegas Athletics.
Oakland just can't keep a team. It's like first they had the Raiders, and then they moved to Vegas. Then they have the Athletics, and they moved to Vegas. And
gonna be
ironically,
nice.
they had I don't know if some people know this, but they actually had a hockey team in the 1967 expansion. Like they were one of those 6 teams of the Oakland Seals, and then they got called the California Seals, and then they got called the California Golden Seals, or take your friggin' pick. And then they sucked, and then they moved to Cleveland, where they became the Barons, and guess what? They still sucked. And then they were like, all right, look, these guys are terrible. Just merge them with the North Stars and move on. Who knows? They'll get moved to Dallas or something. Who gives a dang?
So at number 27, we got the Washington Nationals.
I still need a Barons jersey. Sweater.
Focus back.
Look, hey, leave me alone.
Like I said, number 27 is the Washington Nationals. Number 28 is the Colorado Rockies. Did not have a really great year after losing Aaron Nolan. I think that's his name, Aaron Nolan. After losing him, it's
we'll
not
roll
been
with
that
it.
good. Then you had the Miami Marlins. I almost said Florida Marlins. That's their old team.
Old team.
But the Miami Marlins.
I like their logo, honestly.
I like their old logo when they were Florida.
Hey, I like them both, all right? I like Florida. I'm a Florida man. And, of course, at the very bottom, this should be no surprise,
The other
Chicago White Sox.
Worst losing record.
That's all we need to say, honestly. We just need to say the White Sox. That's all we need to say. I mean, worst losing record. Jenks, you owe me a Coke. They had the worst losing record ever. Hey, this is empty. But yeah, worst losing record. They were just an absolute disaster on the field. Like, what is there to say that hasn't already been said about them?
Who knows? I mean, hopefully
they'll get their crap together.
I want to see them pull it back, but having, I think it was like 120, 121 games that they lost in a row, that is just absolutely crazy and ridiculous.
And they can't even tank right because they can't pick like any higher than a certain number in the draft. So
the draft, it's a lottery.
They can't tank.
The draft for the for MLB is actually a lottery. That's why they couldn't even get it.
They're just a mess.
Relocate
them to Saskatoon.
It's not like the not the NBA. NBA does the lottery as well. It's not like the NFL where they have it by record.
Yeah, or like the NHL. No.
NHL's
No. The NHL's a lottery too because that's how Chicago won the draft lottery.
You never know. Next year we're going to see the NFL doing the draft lottery.
Yeah, well,
Think about Tampa Bay having a first-round pick from the lottery.
And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with the first overall pick. You know who they select? They select
Travis Hunter.
They select Connor McDavid from the Cleveland Cavaliers. They were the greatest team. They were the greatest golf team in all of Brazil. Sportsball, baby. So anyway, you ever notice that the Nationals logo looks like the Walmart logo? I mean the Walgreens logo with like the W. Like the W looks like Walgreens in my opinion. I don't know. I always when I was a kid I was like, wait, is it the Washington Walgreens? The pharmacists? I don't understand. Alright, but so now let's get into
NHL.
Let's get into a real sport. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Let's get into NHL.
I'm joking.
I wasn't going to say anything.
No. I'm clarifying that for other people who are going to be like, oh, well, harder than Canada. I know what it was.
Let's talk. So we'll talk about hockey a little bit, NHL. First off, the Utah Yetis were refused by trademark office as an NHL team name.
Huge mistake.
It's crazy. I mean, the reason why is because they're saying it's because of the lack of confusion between different brands or for consumers to other companies and brands. They use the same name. I know.
The Stanley, like the Lord Stanley's chalice and a tumbler that is primarily consumed by white women. It's like, really?
But the patent office also said that Utah Yeti also wouldn't be accepted because the singular or plural form of a registered mark is essentially identical in sound, appearance, meaning, and commercial impression, and thus the marks are confusingly similar. I can see that. I can see that with the name.
Yeah, because I mean, like, look at the other no S name in hockey. You know, you have the Lightning, Avalanche, Wild, and Kraken. I mean, I don't know if there are any big brands called Avalanche, unless you're thinking of Final Fantasy VII. Love that game.
Jeez.
Or like if you're thinking Lightning as in the actual phenomenon.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Or Kraken and you're going on a boat and it's like, oh, there's a giant
mythical creature.
There's a giant squid. Or Wild and you're just lost in the middle of nowhere.
Hopefully they can find out. Hopefully they can find out a name by next season.
Yeah. Utah Storm and Mormons confirmed.
Not confirmed. I would say I'm still voting on the Utah Outlaws. I would love that name.
That is nice. I think Mammoths would be kind of cool, but I don't know, man. Like you can't. Oh, I love that name, the Outlaws. But there was also a gigantic trade that happened recently. It was a 3. I saw this at work.
I was not expecting this.
I remember I was working and I looked up at the TV and I almost spat out my drink because I was taking a break and I had like a Coke and I was almost spat it out and I saw, oh my God, this is crazy. It's a 3-way trade between the Carolina Hurricanes, the Colorado Avalanche, and the Chicago Blackhawks. And in this trade, Carolina gets Mikko Rantanen and Taylor Hall, and the Avalanche get Jack Drury and Martin Necas. And Chicago gets a 3rd-round pick.
Which doesn't really...
Like, at least ask for, like, Jonathan Drouin or something.
Is it 3rd round or is it 3rd overall?
No, it's 3rd round. It's 3rd round.
Okay, I was about to say... It just says on here, it just says 3rd, and I'm like, it could be the 3rd overall pick.
No, well, I mean, they are really bad, but yeah, so that was insane, because we talked last episode that there were issues going on with Rantanen's contract, and how we weren't sure if Colorado was going to be able to pay for it. Oh. And now it's been confirmed. I mean, Colorado did, like, you know, they worked hard to keep Necas in the deadline. I mean, not in the deadline, in the offseason, because people were concerned that he was going to end up leaving, and so now Necas, he's an Av, and it's crazy. It was a crazy trade, and in a way, I think the only team that lost is the team that got no players.
I was gonna say there's no point in having a 3-way trade. I understand you probably had it going on, but in my opinion, it's not worth just going for a 3rd-round pick and not getting any players out of it. Yes, you could get a really great player out of that, but
as for McKinnon,
what's that going to really do?
Exactly. I mean, that's the thing.
And hopefully it works out. I hope it works out for all 3 teams. I
Yeah.
truly do. I want to see more competition in here because it can't just be our two teams keep fighting for one spot.
Yeah, because the Lightning are in the wild card, and the freaking Senators of all
we're-
teams are.
I was gonna
think.
say-
yeah. At the time of this recording, it probably changed, but
Let's
yeah,
find
so
out.
Yeah, because we're recording this on January 27th. So
No, but
yeah.
still the same.
Yeah. Lightning.
So
are
y'all
in
are
a-
still
in a
ahead of
wild
us,
card
you son of a
spot,
gun.
and the Senators are in third in the Atlantic, which makes me sad, but whatever. But
Of
yeah,
course.
so that
we're
big
still
trade.
right behind you by 2 games, which I still think is bull crap.
Yeah, but hey, look, we had a hurricane, you guys didn't, so.
Who knows what's gonna happen?
Yeah, you never know. But yeah, I'm kind of disappointed in Chicago here, mainly because Taylor Hall, he's kind of like he isn't like veteran presence, I would say, compared to other guys like Nick Foligno, but I mean he's a decent line mate, especially considering the fact that you still have one of the best rookies in years in Connor Bedard, and so you want to develop him properly.
You need to get more
surrounding
veterans.
him with good quality, like maybe not even veterans, like you just need good quality players around him. And with this team being, I'm pretty sure they're at the bottom of the league right now, like, or maybe close somewhere, I don't know, because they suck. It's either them, the Sharks, or the Predators. Overall they're 31st in the league, second from the bottom, only being beaten out by the Sharks. But yeah, I mean, with a team this bad,
would you consider that beaten out by the Sharks?
beaten out a bottom spot. But yeah, all right,
Makes
all
more
right.
sense
They're
that way.
they're succeeding more than the Sharks, but that's
Yeah.
but low bar. But but anyway, it's like when you have somebody that amazing, because Connor Bedard, he's an excellent player. You want to surround him with quality hockey men. You don't just stick like some random dude on there and be like, hey, look at me and all my draft picks. Like you gotta get quality men around him, and that's why I was excited to see guys like Teuvo Teravainen go over there, and guys like Tyler Bertuzzi, because they're good players and they could help develop and help him play better, and they have it because Bedard, he's been really good.
Now, don't they have Patrick Kane coming back, or am I thinking of a different team?
No, Patrick Kane's still in Detroit, and
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I forgot he got traded. Ugh.
yeah, no, because he went to the Rangers. And then in like 2023, and then Rangers sucked that year in the playoffs. And then he went to Detroit and he got back with DeBrincat, and they were pretty good. They had an okay year, and there was that infamous overtime winning goal against Chicago when he was in Chicago, and he was just like, "What's up?" It was funny. It was a very good meme, but yeah, so. Big trade, kind of disappointing in Chicago, but you know what? At this point, maybe they're working on something. So we'll have to see.
We'll see what else. What other news do you have? I saw that you had something else. I saw breaking on like a goalie or something.
Yeah, Logan Thompson of the Washington Capitals has been extended for 6 years with a $5.85 million contract, AAV, and honestly.
Wow.
That is good money. That's
Just
a very good contract for him.
Just to tend to goal. All you have to do is just sit there and tend to goal.
And he's been doing that spectacularly.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
no.
He's been one of the
If
best
you're a goal-
goaltenders wearing a Capital sweater since Braden Holtby. I mean, he's been unbelievable.
If you guys are, if anybody out there is a goaltender, I'm not making fun of you. I promise. It's just it's crazy how. For me, it's just crazy how some of these players can get that amount of money just for doing what they do. And I mean, yes, it does take skill, but still,
Absolutely. I mean, like, look at some of the top goalies in the league, like Hellebuck, Shesty, Vasi, Ottinger, and all those guys. I mean, they earned their big contracts. I mean, Shesty didn't get paid like the highest goalie contract. Shut up. In NHL history, just because he looks pretty. He got it because he's one of the best goalies in the entire league. I mean, there's very few that can outmatch the guy. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's understandable as to why he got such a big contract. And Logan Thompson, he's been amazing. Like, he was good in Vegas, but with Aiden Hill being their starter as of late, and him going to Washington, he's been one of the reasons why they've been at the top of the Metropolitan for so long. I mean, as of as of right now, they are still atop the Metropolitan with a 33-11-5 record.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, so it's
They've been doing really
understandable.
good.
Oh my gosh!
And
Yes. And with Ovi back, he's getting closer to the record. I think
please.
I think he's 20 away. I think he's 20
at
away.
some point, he's getting close.
Yeah.
Last I saw, he was about 20.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
he was at, I think, 879 last I saw.
Okay, and the goal. And
may have been a while
I
ago.
think Gretzky's record is 894. I don't know. If I get this wrong, I might as well take the Gretzky jersey off.
I was
but-
going to say, you might want to hold
Yeah.
off on that guess.
Look, man. Look, I know my things. And Wayne Gretzky's total goal record is 894. Hey, I was right.
Hey.
I know my stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was about to say, don't leave me hanging here.
I mean, hey, trust me. Like, nobody's getting close to his point or assist record. I mean, jeez. Like, if this guy never scored a goal.
Well, you say that. I would say if Ovi does not get it, thank you, Sky.
Peace out.
But yeah,
If he does not get it this year, I say he's going to stay at least 1 or 2 more seasons until he gets that record.
that's been my theory because, I mean, like, if you have the opportunity to get that kind of record, literally, like, one of the most coveted records that Gretzky has, you got to take that no matter what. So, I mean, like, if I was Ovi, I would absolutely do that. And what I was saying is that, like, even if Gretzky never scored a goal, this is a fun factoid about the Great One, even if he never scored a goal, he would still be the all-time points leader just by assists alone with 1,963 assists. And his total point record is 2,857. So it wouldn't even be close.
Yeah.
They don't call him the Great One just because he's, like, just because reasons.
But I
don't know.
will
I
say-
didn't have a joke for this.
I know. But I will say good luck to Alex Ovechkin.
Yep.
I'm hoping you get that record.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or-
even if you don't, at least stay 1 or 2. What's he at now?
He is 875.
So he is
about
literally
19?
20. He's 20 away. He's 20 away from beating
19.
the record.
He's 19 because the record is. From
894.
beating the record.
That's what I'm saying.
Guys, I'm an idiot. But yeah, so I mean, it's insane. I mean, he's had such a
He's getting-
giant career.
And of course, how many? There's quite a bit more
he's
games.
got over
left.
2,500 points too. But
There's still quite a bit of games left too, isn't there?
2,500. Yeah. We're not done with the season
No.
because I think playoffs start in like in April. So we still have a lot of time.
he still has he's got the rest of I would say the rest of January. There's only like a few more days left. So he's got February, March.
The rest of the goals in like the next 4 days.
Everybody, if I'm his teammates, I'm passing every single.
Yeah, you
every
gotta
time.
get it to his office in the circle for those howitzers, man. Like he knows how to get it from the blue line.
All right. So, is there anything else you've got?
Nope, I got nothing else. So
All right.
let's talk about the Misery
Let's-
Bowl. I mean
so-
the Super Bowl.
Let's talk about the NFL last night. So we did not really get our predictions quite right. I think
No.
I went with the Commanders as an upset against the Eagles. You went with the Eagles. Unfortunately, I did not come out right on that one. The Eagles absolutely stomped
Yeah.
on the Commanders.
And they kept taking all those penalties back there, and they were like,
They were
"Look,
one more penalty away, and this is not a joke. I did not even know this rule. They were one penalty away that if they were to have that happen, it would have counted as a touchdown. So
Yeah.
they kept getting closer and closer, but they could have also cost themselves a touchdown. Now
And they were just like, behave yourselves. The rest just got up there and were yelling at them to actually like.
but we
chill
did.
out. And it was
We
hilarious.
you and me did come back here to this place, Flanagan Brothers, and we did watch the Buffalo Bills versus Kansas City Chiefs.
Which was a mistake because we were all dead inside afterwards.
The refs were, I will say this, and I don't care if you guys come after me, do whatever. The refs were very fair for at least the first half of it.
Traitor.
No, listen to me.
I know.
You-
I'm
you-
just messing with you. You know this.
I know.
Are you
But
sure? Are you sure they were fair, Ronald?
little bit.
Sponsored by Sky.
But I will say they kept the penalties down in the first half They kept the penalties down in the first half at least a lot more than what they have done in the past. And then in the second half is when it started turning towards the Chiefs all the way.
I don't know why we ever think it won't.
It's absolutely ridiculous. And I mean, I want to see a lot better. I want to see the fines down. I want to see the Buffalo Bills get to, I don't care if, I would be happy either way if they won the Super Bowl, but even if they didn't, I would still be happy for them to get back into the Super Bowl.
And this is my opinion, but I don't think the refs can be entirely blamed for the loss. Because the Bills' defense just gave up. It felt like they just gave up near the end. They were letting players go way too open. They basically didn't want to touch Pat. They didn't want to touch Pat Mahomes at all. So at the end of the day,
would you do that if you knew you were going to get a penalty every single time?
I don't care. I'd face mask him so hard he'd crash through the ground all the way down to China or wherever you go.
Lord have
straight
mercy.
Down. I'm not a geographer, man. But yeah,
you'd hit the core first.
Okay, and I burn. What do you want from me, Ron? I swear, I tell him I'm not a good geography man, and he just ignores me. You see what I deal with?
You see what I deal with?
Shut up.
Anyways, you were saying?
Shut up, Ron. But, okay, joking aside, it's like, they were just off. And, Josh Allen did everything that he could.
He did absolutely amazing that game.
And James Cook, oh my goodness. Yeah, I know his last name. I was just like, I had something in my mouth. But, James Cook, man, he was unbelievable. That touchdown where he just got, got slammed and he was just like...
just stretched it out.
It was like a
that's
Superman
what got it in. I wish and that last play for them on that fourth down conversion, it was that close to him catching it. It happened, but I will say, you saw that replay just like I did. That first down that they said was not a first down. For sure, that was a first down. You look at where the ball was at; it was right on the line. That's a first down all day. One of the linesmen actually came down the line. It was right on the line, showing that it was a first down. The other one was about a half a yard in front. And the guy that was on the line decided to move to where the other one was at. So explain to me how that is not favoritism right there. But that's just me. I do have...
Dang it, Josh. We were all counting on you.
For me, now, we do have to pick a Super Bowl winner. And I think we know who we're both going for.
I just hope it's like Batman, the Dark Knight Rises, where the ground crumbles and all the players fall into the abyss. I've been seeing a lot of those memes online where it's just like, who do you want for the Super Bowl? It's just like, and it's just the ground crumbling as the guys running with the ball to the end zone. It's like, where's everybody go?
But I would have to say I still think the Eagles, as long as they can find a referee that is impartial, that can call it right down the middle. If they're going to do that, they need to call Gene Steratore out of retirement and have him come back.
Call Wes McCauley.
Oh, Jesus.
Have him go in there and just have him go in there.
He wouldn't know how to...
You can't do that!
He wouldn't know how to operate without skates.
No, but he'd be funny. He would be very funny. He just goes out there. He's just like, after reviewing the play, the puck was across the line. That's not a good goal.
But I would still have to go with Philadelphia. I cannot root. This will be the second or third time in the Super Bowl that I have not rooted for an AFC team.
Yeah, hey, you said as long as they find a referee that is not partial. So in other words, the Chiefs will win.
More than likely, I doubt it. Yeah. I do have an updated mock draft, and then we'll also get into some of the NFL coaching fills, which has been, in just one day, it's been every single coach.
Yeah, but real quick, though, I do actually have something that I want to talk about. I mentioned this earlier when we were talking about baseball, but as of late, the Dodgers have been basically just building their team up with superstar after superstar after superstar, and they've gotten guys like Snell, they've gotten Sasaki, they've gotten everybody and stuff like that. Their team is basically stacked. And, of course, there's been a lot of people being like, no, this is breaking the rules. And here's the thing. I hate the Dodgers. All right? I despise them. But at the end of the day, I will not say that they're cheating. Because when you look at it, they aren't breaking any rules. They're simply playing the game right.
They're just playing it how it is.
Yeah, it's like it's like the saying goes, don't hate the player, hate the game. I mean, look at Tampa Bay back in, like, the Lightning back in 2021. And yes, I am doing my Lightning bit, so just bear with me here. Here's the thing. The Lightning went through the exact same thing as they did. You know, they like, people were crying out that they were over the salary cap and they were breaking all the rules, and Kucherov on LTIR, and then he came right back. First of all, we did not know that we were getting Cooch back that early. And second of all, the Lightning did not break any rules. All right, as salty as everybody is, Canada, they were, like, the Lightning broke no rules. They won that cup fair and square. It does not matter if and it doesn't even matter if the season was shortened, because if that's the case, then the Devils didn't win a cup until 2000, and the Blackhawks didn't win in 2013. But, you know, all that aside, of course. So, as much as I hate the Dodgers, as much as I despise them, I cannot say that they're breaking the rules. And even looking at other teams who have had ample opportunities to do what the Dodgers are doing, and they're just like, nah, it's like, you can't complain when you're basically sitting there not taking the opportunities that are given to you. Plenty of teams have had opportunities, like the Pirates have had opportunities and stuff like that, and all these other teams have. But they don't do it. They just sit there, try to play it safe, and it costs them in the end. So that's something that always gets on my nerves. It's like, oh, the Padres want to complain, but they don't do this, that, and the other. It's like, this is why the Dodgers are succeeding. It's because they're taking these risks and they're making these big moves. As long as they have money to sign the gigantic contract, then more power to them. So, again, hate the Dodgers, but I can't hate them for what they do.
All right, let's get back on track. Let's go back to the NFL.
Yeah, so sorry, I remember wanting to say that earlier, but then we got into talking about how much the White Sox sucks, so, you know.
So I do have it updated. As of this recording, this is updated about 5 days ago as of today, as of this recording today. So a number going first in 2025 NFL mock draft, they have a trade with the Las Vegas Raiders and the Titans for the Raiders to get Shedeur Sanders.
Wow.
I honestly think that might be a good move. As much as the Titans need a quarterback, the Raiders need it just as much.
Yeah, definitely.
So they would have to offer something good. So at number 2, you got Cleveland Browns going for Cam Ward. Do I think that's a good idea? And this is just from my opinion. I don't know how any other Browns fans are going to feel. So don't hate me either way. I don't think it's a good idea. I think we need to stick with Jameis Winston, keep him practicing, keep him going as he is, because I know he's a great player.
Anything better than Watson.
I've seen him play in Washington, or not Washington. God dog it. I've seen him play in Tampa Bay. I've seen him play in New Orleans, and I think he can do a really great job.
I actually almost forgot that famous Jameis played for the Buccaneers until I remember. Wait, was he the one that did that's a W?
Yes,
that's
he
W.
did. He did the W.
Yeah, I remember that was a funny meme. But yeah, so like I honestly agree. Like, not even just because of that, but also considering the fact that the Browns have had a very crappy record when it comes to quarterbacks. I mean, look at guys like
minus Baker Mayfield,
Buccaneers legend. But look at guys like Tim Couch and other guys. I forgot. Johnny Manziel.
Manziel has been there.
Yeah.
Colt McCoy.
Yeah.
Brady Quinn.
I'm sorry. I'm remembering the urinating tree bit where he was
Okay.
Let's go. You get the first round pick in Johnny football, an insult to the term idiot. Or
lasted
like
one season with the Browns. Gone.
Yeah. So while I do think that it is a good idea to get a quarterback, because having a good quarterback that's always a good problem to have, but when it's the Cleveland Browns of all teams who have had a very bad record with quarterbacks, with drafting them, besides Baker, it's one of those things where it's like you're worried. You're going to be worried about that. It's something to look out for.
The one thing about having Deshaun Watson come in, he was really good his rookie season. After that, he was not as good as everybody thought he would be.
We don't speak his name.
And that's the problem with it. After what had happened, his incident and everything, he has not been the same.
And of course, you have all the scandals surrounding him. So at
knows
this
what's
point in
gonna
time, just like if they're true, they get out of the league.
You're not paying his you're not paying
gone.
for him to play. For him to play, excuse me, you're paying for him for what's going on outside of it.
Yeah.
At number 3, you have the New York Giants going with Jalen Milroe.
What?
Not a bad decision. Not a bad decision. Do
Yeah.
I think he goes that high? No, I don't think he's great.
Yeah, that could, like, if they do that wouldn't be too bad in my opinion. But but like you said, him going that high, it's like.
So going at number 4 is the athlete. I'm not going to say two-way player. I mean, yes, he is. But you have Travis Hunter going number 4.
It's your
to
boy.
New England Patriots. To the New England Patriots. You've got number 5, Jacksonville Jaguars cornerback for the team up north, Will Johnson, going to them.
Say Michigan.
No, we're not doing this again.
Yeah. Trust me, we already did that. We already did
At
that
number
bit.
6, if you haven't seen the last episode, go watch that first before you watch this one. You'll understand the reference. At number 6, in that mock trade, you have the Titans taking over the 6th overall pick, and they're going for edge rusher from Penn State, Abdul Carter. It's not a bad decision, but I don't think Tennessee will take that trade. And that's just my opinion.
Especially because they need a quarterback.
They do.
They need one.
As much as Raiders need a quarterback, so do the Titans. I think, if anything, the Raiders need to look at going with the Browns and trading with them.
Who do you think
That's
they would
just
trade?
me. I think
Will Levis to Cleveland for another crappy
they'll
quarterback.
I think they'll trade the number 6 spot for the number 2, and I think that the Browns would go for another. I think we need to go for another edge rusher. If I ever say we, I'm just saying
He's
that in
talking
general.
about Cleveland.
Yes. I think the Browns need to go for another edge rusher. Because, yes, we have Myles Garrett on the other side, but we need something. We need somebody else to help contain him. And Abdul Carter, I watched him during the Ohio State-Penn State game, and he's been absolutely amazing.
Oh, yeah. He was unbelievable.
New York Jets at number 7 choose offensive tackle from LSU, Will Campbell. I don't know how to feel on that, considering I think they need a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I actually saw something about Aaron Rodgers that apparently there have been rumors that newly hired head coach Aaron Glenn has made it known that he wants to keep Aaron Rodgers next season as their quarterback. And no,
I'm sorry,
I'm sorry. I love Aaron Rodgers, but
you got to figure something else.
But my guy, that's not a good idea.
Okay, so at number 8, you have Carolina Panthers going for wide receiver from Arizona. I'm not even going to say it.
Tedairoa McMillan. Yeah,
I think you were right the first time. Tedairoa McMillan.
Him too.
It's going to be good, but I mean, because Bryce Young can actually, I think Bryce Young is going to do a really great job.
Yeah, I mean, Bryce Young had a very nice resurgence. He's a pretty good quarterback.
He could be good. At number 9, you've got New Orleans Saints going with wide receiver from Missouri, Luther Burden. And now, this is where it changes. Remember how the last mock draft, this running back, and you will see who I'm talking about. He knows who I'm talking about because he can see it. But this running back was not in the top 10 last time we saw that, remember?
And now here he is.
Number 10. Going to Chicago.
The Bears.
Running back Ashton Jeudy.
Yeah, you blew it.
Shut up.
You blew
Ashton
it.
Jeudy from Boise State. I still think he should be higher.
Absolutely. I mean, he's been such an incredible player.
Yeah, he has been. I mean, being an Ohio State fan myself, you being a Tennessee fan, I helped you point this out too. You cannot deny. It does not matter. You cannot deny he was a great running back. As much as I want to say Travion Henderson and Ashton. God dang it.
So you don't want Ashton Jeudy to go, but you want to replace him with Ashton Jeudy. Make it make sense.
As much as I want to say Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins were a really great duo, they still could not be on the same level as Ashton Jeudy. He is in my opinion, the true Heisman winner.
Yeah, but we all know how your feelings about good old American sweetheart Travis Hunter.
you have to say you cannot say that Travis Hunter did not deserve, or that Ashton Genty did not deserve that.
He did it. I'm kidding. I don't know, man.
Going at number 11 for San Francisco 49ers, you have edge rusher from Tennessee,
Your favorite team.
James Pierce Jr. Not a bad decision.
Yeah, I think
I will
that's,
say
I think
that.
that's pretty good. I mean, he's very solid. He's very solid. He's solid.
I'll let you do this
I
one.
can't English. It's
I'll let you do number 12.
So at number 12, we have tight end Tyler Warren going to the team that always likes to watch the Super Bowl because we have to say this now.
How about them Cowboys?
All right, so
It'll
we
be
have
good
Tyler
from
Warren
Penn
heading
State.
up there.
He did an amazing job in his career. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Hopefully, he does a really great job. At number 13, you've got safety Malachi Starks from Georgia going to, like I said, going to Miami. I think that's a great position or a great choice. We'll see how it goes. At number 14, going to Indianapolis Colts, wide receiver from The Ohio State University, Emeka Egbuka.
Here we go.
I still think it should be higher.
Wait,
and
did you
who
mispronounce
knows?
his name last time?
No, I didn't.
I'm thinking of somebody else.
I still think, and I understand a lot of people are going to call biasness on this one, considering I'm an Ohio State fan. But after them winning the championship, I still think some of these players should be higher. And that's just me. I'm not trying to do that out of greed because obviously I can't say much because Tennessee has a player ahead of us.
Yeah.
And we absolutely gobsmacked y'all. Don't mess up the hat.
Oh, right. Trying to.
Here, let me.
Yep. So let's just ignore all that. Let's just ignore all the slander.
Alrighty, going on to number 15. The Atlanta Falcons choose edge rusher Jalen Walker. I think that's how you say his name. Is that how you would say it?
I'd probably say like
Jalon?
Jalen. I'd probably say Jalen.
Jalen. Some of these names, how they're spelled and everything. They go with edge rusher.
We can't English.
I don't know how that's going to work out for them. At number 16, for the Arizona Cardinals, a defensive lineman from the team up north, Mason Graham. You were not going to get me to say their name.
I can't call this episode Stay Michigan Part 2, okay? Come on.
At number 17, for the Cincinnati Bengals,
Another Michigan player.
Another defensive lineman from that team.
Kenneth Grant.
I don't know how that's going to be. At number 18, for the Seattle Seahawks, Tyler Booker. I think he's an out linebacker or offensive line.
Yeah, I don't know why there's like
says
there's
IOL.
Like an I. He's an Iowa linesman.
At number 19 for your Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
Better than the Browns.
They would choose. Shut up.
Hey, I have to have my football W over
know,
you somehow, okay? Since you won't shut up about
You
Tennessee.
guys, Tampa Bay would go with edge rusher from Texas A&M, Nick. What?
Nick Scorton. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I don't know if edge rushing has been our major issue, but at the same time, it
helps out.
Yeah, because I think our biggest issue this year was our defense, but even then, it's because we had all those injuries. So, but I don't remember. I was kind of in and out of the football season here and there, so I wasn't able to watch too many games. But I did try my best.
We're too busy trying to watch the Bills at the same time here.
Yeah, because we always have those Bills game days on Sundays.
We can't escape it. It's not that we're forced into it. We love watching the games.
Yeah.
It's just we can't watch any other games.
Yeah, and I mean, why would you? And no offense, but the Browns.
I would watch them if I could. At number 20, this is the final one.
I'm sorry, my friends.
At number 20, final spot for this mock draft.
Fine.
Obviously, after the last two, we don't know who's going to be number 21 and who's going to be number 22. I predict. Let me get through this one first, actually. So number 20 is the Denver Broncos. They go with cornerback.
There you go.
Jahdae Barron from the University of Texas. Not a bad decision, especially after what he did in his playoff runs and everything.
Yeah.
So if I had to choose the last two the two spots currently remaining right now, I would have to go with either. I would say it's going to go Commanders and then the Bills. but who knows?
Yeah, I think that could actually work, maybe.
And I've got a few more things going on. Of course, we have the NFL honors. You have the multiple different awards that people could go, or that players could earn. So
the Misery Bowl will commence, but then we also have to give the award. We have to give the award of the biggest BS team to the Cleveland Browns. I'm kidding. It's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. Come on.
So if you don't know what the
messing.
NFL, I understand. If you don't know what the NFL honors are, there's different awards that are given out during that time. So you have the most valuable player, you got Defensive Rookie of the Year, Walter Payton Award. You've got multiple awards. So first up, you have most valuable player, and there's 4 quarterbacks and 1 running back.
And that running back, I mean, I don't even think we need to say his name. I think anybody that's even watched a little bit, yeah. So for the honors, we have quarterback Josh Allen from the Bills. I mean, Jesus, yeah,
he's been great.
I mean, quarterback Joe Burrow, poor guy.
Cincinnati Bengals.
Quarterback Jared Goff from the Detroit Lions, another pretty obvious pick in my opinion.
Yeah.
Quarterback Lamar Jackson. I mean, dude,
he's been great.
Come on.
He's not real, in my opinion. Still, he is not a quarterback. He's a running back.
I don't think you know how football works. And then
I do know.
for running back, and that's coming from me. And then for the fifth one, running back is of course the man, the myth, the legend, Saquon Barkley. I mean, dude, unbelievable player.
If I have to be this, if I had to choose between all of these, there's only 2 that I am really down to because both of them have been really great this season. But at the same time, both of them have shown up very well. Saquon Barkley is going to be one of my options that I think would win this.
Yeah, I mean,
undoubtedly.
There's no question. There is no question.
But my second one, I would say is a tie, but at the same time, it's going to be hard to say. Because not only has Josh Allen done great, but the problem is he showed up the second half of the season. Jared Goff has shown up for majority of the season, if not all of the season, up until the playoff game. So I think it's going to be between those 3.
Yeah, but I don't think there's enough love for Lamar Jackson here. I mean, like he got that record. I forgot what the record was.
Rushing record by quarterback.
Yeah, but I mean, like that's not something that you get every day. I mean, he's crushed teams this year.
Yeah.
Besides the Bills, but I mean, he's unbelievable player. So I don't think we're giving him enough love. And Joe Burrow.
Coming back after an injury.
Yeah, and I mean he was basically. It felt like he was carrying the Bengals some nights, and it kind of sucks to see them lose that playoff spot. But at the same time, hopefully someday it'll count again because he'll make it count.
Speaking of Joe Burrow, comeback player of the year, quarterback Joe Burrow from the Cincinnati Bengals. You got quarterback Sam Darnold from the Vikings. You've got running back J.K. Dobbins, an Ohio State grad.
Here we go.
For the Los Angeles Chargers. You've got cornerback Christian Gonzalez for the New England Patriots, and you got safety DeMar Hamlin. I would not be surprised if DeMar Hamlin gets this, and I hope he gets it. After what he has gone through, that is the worst thing I could ever see happen to a player.
I mean, like, after that whole thing with him, like that happened when with that horrific injury, like where he was
cardiac arrest,
cardiac arrest and all that, and then he came back, and I mean, he was unbelievable.
He was.
Revenge.
I'm hoping he wins that. Yeah. I am hoping he wins that.
But at the same time, you do have Joe Burrow, who, like we said, came back from that injury. I mean, dude,
it was a knee injury,
and
I don't want to say it. And
Speaking of Joe Burrow, we have him for Offensive Player of the Year. He's there with Jamar Chase,
his wide receiver duo, and they are absolutely dominant.
And there's also quarterback Lamar Jackson and running back King Henry, and also Saquon Barkley.
So you got 2 Bengals and you got 2 Ravens,
and also him, and also Barkley.
Who do I think it's going to go to? I mean,
I'm saying Barkley.
All 5 of these have had a great season. I think Barkley had a better season than Derrick Henry. I'm sorry, but
it's close.
You look at the stats.
In my opinion.
Defensive player.
It's again Joe Burrow. I'm kidding. It's not Joe Burrow.
I wish.
That would be hilarious.
It's just like at this point, just give Joe Burrow all the freaking awards.
You've got defensive end from the Cleveland Browns, Myles Garrett. You've got defensive end from Cincinnati Bengals, Trey Hendrickson. You've got linebacker from Pittsburgh Steelers, T.J. Watt. You've got linebacker Zach Bond from the Philadelphia Eagles, and you got cornerback Patrick Surtain II from the Broncos.
Not to be confused with Patrick Surtain 1.
You know who I'm going to go with just because of
Zach
biasness.
Bond. Yeah, honestly, all these players were very good.
They were absolutely dominant.
I think I might go with T.J. Watt, but at the same time, I will definitely hear the argument for everybody else.
You look at Patrick Surtain; he's done great coverage and everything.
He was unbelievable.
I haven't seen much, and here's the funny part: 3 out of 5 of the defensive players of the year are from the 3 are actually from the AFC.
NFC, come on, man, show up for once.
Actually, 4 out of the 5. Excuse me, I forgot.
Yeah, but I also got to say, part of me was kind of surprised to not see Mike Evans up there, but at the same time, he did have that injury all year, so I don't blame that. And also, I know it's biased because you're a freaking
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Buccaneers fan, but he did tie up that record with Jerry Rice. And
I want to see him break that record.
There's no question.
I love watching highlights of Jerry Rice and everything, but I want to see him beat that.
Absolutely, I need a Mike Evans jersey. All right, I already have a Mayfield, and I sometimes steal my dad's Mike Allstott jersey because it's A-Train, man.
Yes.
Love A-Train, but come on, Mike Evans, he's a wonderful man.
All right, offensive rookie of the year, you got QB
Jaden Daniels from the Commanders. There's no surprise. Unbelievable.
I think we could just end it there.
Yeah, that's it. That's all that needs to be said. But Bo Nix
from the Denver Broncos. You got wide receiver Malik Neighbors. You got wide receiver Brian Thomas Jr. from the Jacksonville Jaguars. And you've got tight end Brock Bowers from the Las Vegas Raiders. Honestly, there should be no other decision on this one. It should be Jane Daniels, and that's just because he has taken his team he took them all the way to the NFC Championship.
Yeah, and
it's been amazing.
I think one of the main things that sealed that was that Hail Mary to beat
against the Bears.
Against the Bears. I remember watching that. And stuff like that, and I was just like, all right, looks like the Bears are gonna. Oh my Jesus, he got that. Dude, that was insane. Jaden Daniels, man, unbelievable. I
think we should end.
I'm upset because he beat my team, but at the same time, man, great team, great player. What a player.
Now we go to the other side of the field, the defensive rookie of the year. You've got defensive end Braden Fisk. I don't know, from the Los Angeles Rams.
Wilson Fisk from Daredevil.
Jesus.
I love that show.
You've got linebacker Jared Verse from the Los Angeles Rams as well.
Then you got Chop Robinson.
Chop. Hiya.
Oh yeah, so we got Chop Robinson from the Dolphins, a linebacker. You have cornerbacks Cooper DeJean and Dijon Mustard and Quinion Mitchell, both from the Eagles.
I can't say who I think it would go to because right now you've got 2 from Los Angeles,
2 from LA, 2 from the Eagles, and also Miami.
The Dolphins player, I don't know if has a chance. I can't say who. I would say it's going to be one of the Eagles guys only because of how far they've gone.
I'm going to say Dijon Mustard, and now we'll talk about coaching.
So let's talk about the coaches, filled vacancies. Of course, Jacksonville fired their head coach. They have picked up Liam Cohen, originally from the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I think
he
was
offensive coordinator. I think it was.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I'm gonna be a little concerned, but you know what? Good on him.
going to the Raiders, coming out of retirement.
The man, the myth, the legend, Pete Carroll, former Seahawks head coach, is going to the Raiders.
His journey has been crazy.
Unbelievable. Dude,
New York-
that journey, because we saw that before we started, that was crazy. He went from like NFL back to college, back to college, back to NFL, back to college, and then he was like, hey, the Seahawks, I think I'm going to stay there for over 10 years.
Yep. You go on to the New York Jets, Aaron Glenn, who is from the Lions originally, I believe their defensive coordinator. And then you go to the other side, you go to Chicago Bears. Ben Johnson has picked up the spot from the Lions to go to the Bears.
Go Bears.
It's crazy. Then you have New England Patriots, Mike Vrabel going there.
Ooh, that'll be something.
And then I'll let you do this one, and we'll get on to the last segment about this person.
And then the how about them Cowboys ended up getting Brian Schottenheimer.
Changed from his offensive coordinator position. And here is his
head coach.
Here is his journey. He originally started off in 1997 as St. Louis Rams at the time. St. Louis Rams assistant.
That's outdated now. That's outdated.
Then in 1998 he went to Kansas City Chiefs as an assistant. Then in 99 he went to Syracuse as a wide receiver coach. Then in 2000 he went to USC Southern California to be their tight end coach. Then you go to the Washington Redskins at the time, Washington Commanders, however you want to say it.
That too is outdated.
He was their QB coach in 2001. Then he goes to, at the time, the San Diego Chargers QB coach from 2005 to 2002 to 2005. I got my years mixed up.
Yeah.
Then he became the New York Jets offensive coordinator from 2006 to 2011. Then he goes back to St. Louis as their offensive coordinator from 2012.
Can you English, my brother? So then he went to Georgia as their offensive coordinator and quarterback coach in 2015. Then he came back to the NFL as a wide receiver coach for the Colts in 2016 and 2017. Then he went to Seattle as their offensive coordinator in 2018 and 2020. Then he was their passing game coordinator for the Jaguars in 2021. Then he went as a coaching analyst for How About Them Cowboys in 2022. And now, and then he went to the Cowboys as their offensive coordinator for 2023 and 2024. And now he is the official head coach for America's least favorite team.
We talk
besides the Chiefs.
We talk about the Cowboy or Pete Carroll going to so many different colleges and teams.
Yeah.
And then we see him and it's just like it's completely different.
Yeah, and I mean Pete Carroll has been around longer, so it's gonna be I mean he was around I think he got to start in the 70s or something.
He started back in the 70s.
Old
But that's the end of this episode.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching, Owen.
Yeah.
Again, it's been a pleasure doing episode 4 with you.
Yep, and I can wait for the upcoming the Super Bowl between the Chiefs and the Eagles. So thank you all for watching, and let's go Sportsball.